In 70 AD, under the command of the Roman general Titus, Jerusalem was surrounded, just like Jesus said it would be. Now Jesus was talking about 35 AD, right in there. 70 AD, Jerusalem was the last city that they had to take. They had taken all the other cities. They had surrounded Jerusalem, as Jesus said. Remember, he wept, and Jesus said there wouldn't be one stone left upon another, okay? He stood there and he wept. A short time, they surrounded, within a short time of the city, the Jewish people were destroyed. History records the horrible things that happened. Now, when you hear about this, right, and you hear that they were destroyed, you think it was just a 1, 2, 3 thing. And if you read a history book, now this is where it gets interesting. You can take, there's a historian, Josephus, many people have heard of him, he's one of the early historians. You can read the accounts from Josephus as to what really happened. I'm going to give you a few quotes here of what really went on during that time period. See, as the Jews were in the city, you've got still in the city as they're surrounded, they had their chance to leave and they didn't take it. And a lot of the Jews who wanted to leave couldn't leave because the other Jews would say, "I will kill you, you traitor." You know what I'm saying? There's pressure from the other Jews. So here they are in the city, million Jews, over 1 million Jews, and the Romans surrounding it. Now they cut off the food, they cut off everything. Thousands of people in the city starved to death. People looking for food were crucified by the thousands. This is historic fact. As they would come out to try to get food at all, history records there wasn't enough trees left outside of Jerusalem to crucify anybody anymore. There wasn't enough people. There was not enough trees left. They were all taken. Jews, as far as the eye could see, were crucified. I mean, this is a historical fact, and you begin to see some of this. It's unbelievable. Altogether, 1,100,000 Jews were killed. When you see this little chart here, 1,100,000 Jews were killed in this besiegement of Jerusalem, okay? The remaining prisoners were sold into slavery and dispersed to the four corners of the earth, thus ending the nation of Israel, thus ending the Jews. Now today you don't know any Amalekites. You don't know any Moabites. You don't know these peoples. These people, Canaanites, they were destroyed. The remnants of them went into a different group of people, you know, Egyptians or whatever. This was the end of the Jews. Totally destroyed. They went in, and I could get into it, and I'm not going to get into it. You find out historically that they went in, and they literally tore the stones down. Jesus said there wouldn't be one stone left upon another. When they went into some of these temples that were underlaid with gold, man, they literally knocked down every stone and picked the gold out between the rocks. I mean, this thing was leveled, just like the Lord said it would be. And again, no one took heed. You know what? This Bible study today is like what I taught lesson 2 about the ark. They mocked Noah for 120 years. And all of a sudden it started raining. And I'm here to tell you that God, this is a boat. God set it up in the New Testament again, this plan here, it's like a boat. We have an opportunity to get in this boat. And right now, I mean, I just feel like it's like God's getting ready to shut the door to the boat again. That's the day that we're living in right now. And I believe you'll hear me a little bit more by the time we're through with this Bible study. We're talking about signs of end times here. So here the Jews are destroyed. Now, let's take a look at, let's go back to Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 12.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
This is a prophecy saying after they're destroyed, God's going to bring them back. See, they had never been scattered to the four corners of the earth back there. Here's a prophecy this guy Isaiah is writing. Half the time, these guys never know what they're writing. He wrote it down. God said it. He says, God says, I'm going to bring them back from all four corners of the earth. Turn over to Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 3.
For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord. And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it.
And if you look at Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 10.
Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and keep him as a shepherd doth his flock.
These scriptures tell us God is going to bring back Israel, right, as a nation. Now, I told you, we take it as it's no big deal. May 15th, 1948, under the Balfour Declaration, Israel became a nation again, okay? You want to talk about the Bible being true? You got to be an idiot not to recognize the Jews. The word Jew makes the whole thing, lock, stock, and barrel, true. True to prophecy, true to all the scriptures. Everybody said it couldn't happen. Here come the Jews. 1900 years later, May 15, 1948, in the Bible, the nation of Israel is known as the fig tree, okay? In the New Testament, it tells us when the fig tree buds or comes back or blooms, right, it will be Earth's last generation. Well, you got a stopwatch here from God. When that country came back, it was the only nation on the face of the earth to be born again. They were born again, just like we as spiritual people have to be born again. When they came back, click, click, Earth's last generation. You don't believe it, you don't believe the Bible. We're talking about signs of end time.